think if everything's working. Show them. Because I'll find out once I refresh this and it goes live, I suppose. There it is. Okay. It has been oh so very long since I have criticized anything, positive or negative. And now is the time to do it since I actually have ambition. I guess a quick update on myself for anyone who's wondering where the hell I've been. And I've been very busy with my job, and honestly, the weather outside is just really disgusting and cold. It's probably some of the worst weather I've ever worked in, if I'm being honest. And honestly, it's just by the time I'm done, I have no energy for like the rest of the week that I'm off, and more or less I just, well, do what you're seeing here, RuneScape pretty much, which I'll be doing now because getting up agility is very boring. And wait, now that I think about it, like every time, the past couple times I've done criticism videos, I've done agility in this game. But yes, that's what I want to be doing is agility, and what better thing to kill time than chat with the audience. I'm going to have the chat on my phone because so that everybody can see it. I know it's very early, but you know, I mean, I think some people are around. I don't normally stream this early in terms of that. It's noon for me, but I know it's in the West Coast. It's still like 9. So I don't know if there's any people from the West Coast who watch my stuff, but decided just to do it now because most might possibly join T stream later tonight if he's doing it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but there's 4 main topics that I want to talk about on real RuneScape hours. Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing on my spare time. It's just therapeutic to me, and I like doing it. Just, I don't know, just something about training skills over and over again. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what grind is, but oh, one thing I can say about RuneScape, especially old school, it's like, yes, I understand games are, a lot of games are grindy nowadays just so they could just sell you the freaking speed ups and whatever by microtransactions, but you can't do that in old school RuneScape, which, I mean, I don't know if you can see the XP on the bottom right. I need like a million XP to level up farming one more time and to get it to max. I needed like 1.2 million XP. Like the like the amount of XP you need for like the late game, the last few levels, is absurd. But that's just how things are. It's a steady difficulty curve. So, but that's not. I mean, whatever. That's not what we're talking today. The 4 main topics that I want to talk about that are on my mind are as followed. So it is Pokemon's Legends Arceus that came out because let's face it, a lot of you think I'm going to be tearing this game a new one, but you'll be shocked. I honestly think this is probably one of the best games that Game Freak has made so far. In terms of, like, trying something new, straying away from the formula, and actually, I don't know, being creative and doing something different. So, there is some negatives to the game, obviously. Not every game is perfect. I don't care who's rating it a 10 out of 10. This game is not a 10 out of 10 by any means. This game suffers from first game in the series syndrome in terms of, like, trying something new. But what it gets right, it gets done really freaking right. Like, talking like, I'm really pissed off I can't get the game right now because I had to pay $1,100 to get my car fixed. And I am on a budget now, so I cannot get the game right now. And I'm actually kind of pissed off that I can't. So, honestly, that's the reason why you'll not see me do any streams on it as of right now. So Pokemon Legends Arceus. Next thing to talk about is the whole NFTs, because I don't know about you, but anything that's NFT related nowadays is honestly, it burns me alive thinking about it. Like, I get enraged looking at all of this shit, and I cannot comprehend the value behind it. But more on that later. This is old news, but I figured I'd bring it up. YouTube making changes to the platform, like getting rid of the dislike button is the biggest one. Failing to moderate certain things, terminating channels for absolutely no reason, even if it's by accident. I don't know how the fuck you do that. And lastly, this new policy that regulates how many viewers can watch a video unless they subscribe to the channel. That's, yeah, we'll discuss that later as well. And another one that's also old news, but I figured I'd bring it up, is the buyouts, which is the big one is Microsoft buying Activision and Sony buying Bungie. So now there's a lot of buyouts going on, so, like, will that monopolize the whole gaming franchise as we see it? But, yeah, well, I don't know what to talk about first, but we have a... Legends Arceus rumored DLC hopefully will not be true. Well, here's the thing with the DLC with Legends Arceus. Even, at least with... Here's the thing with Legends Arceus. We'll talk about Legends Arceus first. Why not? Just because that's probably one of the... A lot of people want to hear my opinion on Legends Arceus. I'm pretty sure you do. Because I've not played the game, obviously I can't give the full opinion on it. If you have played the game, though, and you want to express what you like or don't like about the game, please feel free to do that in the comments. I don't care if it's spoilers, by the way. Like, if you want to talk spoilers, it's okay. Just be warned. I'll just warn everybody in the audience now that spoilers may be given in terms of, like, new forms, etc. But in terms of, like, mechanics and how they turned Pokemon into an action RPG... They have fucking hit the nail on the head so cleanly, it is not even funny. I think this is some of the, like, the most addictive catching mechanics we've seen in a Pokemon game. Because you still have the classic way of battling a Pokemon and throwing a ball at it, but then you have the whole stealth mechanic where you could hide in tall grass or sneak up on a Pokemon or try to stun them with a smoke ball or something. No, maybe not a smoke ball, but there's items you can use to stun them and then try to catch them that way. Which, that's really, really fun. Like, I'm addicted to watching gameplay footage of it. I didn't even play the game yet, and I'm already hooked on it. Like, it looks so good. Like, that's what makes catching Pokemon fun again, because it's like, you have control over, like, what you do. It's like, alright, it's like combining, like, the controls of Pokemon Go, I guess, because you technically have control over the ball throw. But it all in a mainline game, so being able to, like, control how you throw the ball and what type of ball you use or whatever, because I know there's different balls that do different things besides, like, Great and Ultra. I think there's, like, heavy balls that travel less distance but have a higher catch rate, so you'd have to be, like, really close on the Pokemon to get a good catch on them. Or there's like arrow balls that help catch airborne Pokemon that they're able to soar, but I'm not sure about the catch rate on them, but I know that they soar higher into the air and they're easier to throw than the standard ones. But that still, like, the ability to, like, roam around and, like, catch things as you see it, and everything is so freaking seamless too. Like when you catch something, it just a little pop-up menu on the top left of the screen, and it says what level it was, etc., and what you caught, and it's just easy to navigate through that. The battle transitions are also seamless. You literally select whatever Pokemon you want on the bottom right of the screen, and then you throw that ball at the Pokemon you want to battle. And then the battle instantly starts right there and then. No transition, no black screen, no nothing. It just starts right on that terrain you just were on. And that is... It makes battles go by super quick, even with the battle animations. Which I know battle animations you can't turn off as far as my knowledge goes. But it really doesn't matter, because everything is so quick, including the battle animations, that you're still able to, like, battle, catch, and rack up XP or whatever. Like, effortlessly. Effortlessly in terms of, like, mechanics, because this game is actually pretty tough. It's not the Dark Souls of Pokemon by any means. We're not gonna go down that road. It's harder, but it's not gonna whoop your ass and make you cry for your mom. But you cannot take some of these Pokemon lightly, because I think Game Freak knew what they were doing with the strong and agile style, so they built the opposing Pokemon and their strength based upon that. So even if Pokemon are the same level, I think they are also a little bit stronger than you are, so therefore, like, your Pokemon could still get, like, 2-shot, or maybe even more, or even 1-shot if they have a type disadvantage, even if you're at the same level, which that it incentivizes you to train more and try to catch stronger Pokemon. And well, no, I guess Sword and Shield also did this too, so I can't say it's the first of the series. But you could actually run into alpha Pokemon, which are bigger, stronger variants of it. You could run into like a level 40 at the start of the fucking game if you're not careful. So it kind it's I definitely you can't just jump in and freaking try to catch everything and battle everything you see. You sometimes running from battle, like literally running from battle, is the best option because your Pokemon may not be strong enough, and you can get your ass knocked out if you take too much, if your trainer takes too much damage. And when that happens, you lose a shitload of items, and there is a way to get them back. It does require online play though, which is fine because obviously having the ability to get the items back at all is better than losing them permanently like Mystery Dungeon. So yeah, say if you lose items, another trainer can find a bag. Actually, speaking of Mystery Dungeon, it kind of reminds me a lot of it, how this rescue system works, because in Mystery Dungeon, you could have somebody go to the same floor, same area you were, and try to rescue you, blah, 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 etc. But with this, it's someone finding your item bag that you dropped as you passed out in that same area, and then they can recover your items for you, which that's honestly a really, really good handy way to help somebody out in need or vice versa. And when you do that, and you rescue somebody else's items, or recover somebody else's items rather, you actually get a small bonus as well, and you can actually get some rare items and materials yourself by doing so. So yeah, and the crafting system, I mentioned this before, the crafting system is just, oh my god, it's fun. Like, that sounds like something I could get addicted to alone. I mean, the bag space in the beginning is a little bit pitiful, and you have to, like, earn a lot of money by doing various contracts and stuff to get the ability to get more bag space, but it is, well, as long as you're not a hoarder like I am, it shouldn't really be much of a problem. Like, you don't even want to look at my freaking, both of my banks and RuneScape with all the random crap that I hoard that I probably don't even need anymore. Because I'm like, oh, maybe I will need this again, even though it's like a quest item I'd probably never ever use again. But yeah, the only gripe I have with Legends Arceus, and if I'm being honest, well, there's two things. And one of which is, everyone's probably said this by now. It's the graphics in some places are very bad. It's not the worst game I've ever seen. Shit. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry, RuneScape. Did you not like the fact that I criticized the graphics of Legends Arceus? You made my character fall off. Cool. But yeah, no, Jubilife. I would have to say like Jubilife Village looks really, really good. The skyboxes look really, really good. But there's a lot of environments that just look very murky and washed out of color. I think what they were going for was like an old Japanese art style aesthetic, which would be fine, but in some areas it works, in other areas it just looks bad. Like, we're talking like Dynasty Warriors PS2 for Dynasty Warriors 2 for the PS2 levels of like bad textures. Especially with the draw distance and whatever. If you look at it from like a bird's eye view, once you get the ability to fly, then yeah, like some of like the rendering looks really, really bad. But it's one of those things where this can be excused in this case, I suppose, because yeah, but I guess it takes out of the immersion if the graphics aren't like the best it possibly could be for the Switch's standards. But where it fails in that, it does excel with the ability to get a bunch of resources from various places and all the Pokemon that randomly appear, and just how to traverse through the environments themselves kind of make up for that. Like I said, this is a Game Freak's first time, so I'm not going to rip it a new one for the graphics not being the absolute best it could possibly be, because this is still technically a first. This is still technically a first for them. This is the first time trying something new. And like I said, I think they were trying to go for like a old Japanese like paintbrush style. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I can picture it in my head. I think that's what they were going for. Which, like I said, in some areas like Jubilife Village, it works really well. But in like some other areas, the colors just look very washed out and it just looks dull. And and some of the water textures look very atrocious, honestly. But like I said, it can be overlooked if the mechanics are really fun, which they are. The mechanic, like, honestly, you're going to be so focused on catching Pokemon and battling and doing your research or whatever that most likely you're not going to you're just going to adapt to the environment after a while, and you're not going to really care, I guess. So, like, while yes, this can be improved on in a future installment, for right now, it's not that big of a deal. So, I'm not gonna say, oh, the game's a fucking 5 out of 10 because the graphics suck. No, it may lose a point for that, but it's not gonna, like I said, I don't know if this is like an old engine or something that they're using. Maybe they need to update the engine, the game engine that they're currently using, just to utilize the Switch's capabilities better, just like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey did. Because Mario Odyssey never really had, like, a problem where if you look up something from really high and you look down, like, the textures do look pixelated, yes, because obviously they to save on memory, but they do it in a way where it doesn't, like, take from the immersion. So, I don't know, maybe they can try to learn some more techniques for the next installment or whatever. But like I said, it's not really that big of a game. It's not really that game-breaking or anything by any means. And the only other gripe that I have is I really, really wish the cutscenes had voice acting. While, yes, the story is good, I'm not going to say anything about the story because I only seen a tiny bit of it, so I can't really give a full opinion on it. But what I've heard, that this is probably one of the most immersive stories that we've seen. But the only thing that kind of doesn't work is the fact that all the characters don't have voice acting. So it looks like you're like Critical One said, it looks like you're reading a graphic novel more so than watching a cutscene. And some of the cutscenes, one of the things I have to point out, which is kind of odd, is that all the characters have new animations and stuff, like in the cutscenes, like to give them more life. But then you have other moments where, like, something like actiony is supposed to happen. Like, I forget, there was one moment where a woman was running away from something, but instead of showing her running, the screen just faded to black as she screamed. And I'm like, that seems all randomly lazy. Like, you couldn't just program her running away from whatever she was spooked at? And there's a few moments where they do that, where something actiony kind of happens and it just transitions after it fades to black, instead of actually showing it during a cutscene. And I don't know why. I don't know if they just ran out of time or didn't have the manpower to make cutscenes like that or what. But those are really the only jarring things that I've seen in the game, which doesn't ruin the game by any means. But it's just interesting how those things are there and they are noticeable. But it shouldn't take apart. It took away from the story, really. Because the story itself is really, really good. But I won't spoil it here. But like I said, the freaking mechanics, this is probably the most fun I've ever had watching somebody catch Pokemon, let alone gonna play it myself, and I'm gonna have even more of a good time. Like, Game Freak, you freaking try, you see what happens when you try something new, and you think outside the box a little bit? See, I told you from the very fucking beginning, you were capable of doing this. And it shows. It does show. So, like, now I understand there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, this should be how Pokemon is permanently from this point onward. And half of me agrees with that, and half of me also disagrees with that. And let's face it, there are a lot of people that probably do prefer how Sword and Shield is over Legends Arceus. Because I think Legends Arceus is more action-oriented, because it's action RPG. You gotta worry about dodging shit, and you gotta worry about there's a lot more, I guess it's a lot more, not effort, but it's a lot more action-oriented, and it's a lot more focused with it. And with Sword and Shield, it's more of like a sit back, relax, and casual gameplay perspective. So there is a reason to go back to Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, or Sword and Shield, because while the new formula of Legends Arceus is refreshing, and it also is really and it's also something that a lot of fans desired, not everyone's gonna jump on the boat, and they probably would prefer the old style way, where they either feel more comfortable, or they can feel more relaxed, or they just like the more basic turn-based RPG sort of thing, which I can completely understand that. So, well, I would like to see Legends Arceus, this type of formula, go on. Like, yes, I want this to be part of the franchise for the video game series forever, to be honest. But I don't want it to be the only way. Therefore, because if it's the only way, then maybe a lot of people who don't want to play action RPGs, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be turned off by it, and then they won't buy another Pokemon game ever again. Because, like I said, there are going to be people who think that this is too much action, which I can agree with that. So therefore, it is good, probably good to have a mixture of both. Maybe have the main series games keep doing what they're doing, and then have the Legend series do its own thing. But so therefore, you have you have two entirely different, I guess, genres, or two entirely different formulaic shit. Where you have two different formulas, and you can pick and choose whatever type of adventure you want to go on, pretty much. So it'd be nice to see both of these types of games move on in their own direction. But yeah, okay. I think I mean that's all I have to say for now about Legends Arceus. So now I can finally look at the chat. So sorry, when I'm off on a tangent like that, I have to keep going while it's on my mind. But yeah, honestly, with first impressions so far, this has the ability to be like a 8 out of 10, maybe even 8.5 in my eyes. Like I said, the lack of voice acting and then the graphics in some places kind of Oh, and the other thing too, I forgot to mention. If you're trying to 100% this game, you are going to be in it for the long haul, because the Pokedex isn't just about catching something once and being done with it. You have to do various tasks with every Pokemon, such as witnessing a move that it uses, catching a certain number of them, catching a certain number of them with a certain size, catching them specific ways, evolving certain number of times. It kind of reminds me of Pokemon Go's tasks, to be honest, which maybe that's where they got the idea from. Which, honestly, the research tasks in Pokemon Go is probably one of the most entertaining things. So, yeah, I would agree to copy that, because it works and it's fun. But, yeah, you're going to be in it for the long haul, because this game, if you want to 100% it, it's probably going to take you anywhere between 80 to 120 hours, and that's based on RNG as well, because some of the quests and stuff do require RNG. Spoiler, one of them is the Buizel one. Where if you don't go for like an alpha Buizel, for example, then you have to find a big Buizel, and you don't know what the fucking size is until you catch it. So you can catch like 2 and get the right size you want, or you have to catch 102 and then get the size you want. So quests like that may extend the gameplay a little bit to I wouldn't call it unfairness, but it really depends on the RNG as well. But you're basically in it for the long haul. And I know with some people that might be a little bit overwhelming, but for the majority of you guys, you probably won't be bored for a while. You'll find a lot of entertainment. I mean, and if there is DLC coming out, then hopefully, I mean, that's all right. That's one thing. Actually, going back to DLC. Sorry, I'll look at the chat in a minute. But I'm on a hot streak now with me actually focusing on what I want to say. But it's probably the tea. Maybe the tea's helping. This is one game where I would have to say that DLC is 100% justified. Because what you have as a base game, there is so much shit to freaking do. I mean, yes, it's mainly just fill a checklist of catching Pokemon or doing things with various Pokemon in the wild, which is fine. But I just got interrupted, sorry. So the majority of it is filling a checklist, which is fine, but there's still so many things to do. And of course, your ultimate goal for 100% completion, I'm not going to say what it is. I do know what it is, but I'm not going to say it. But it definitely gives players incentive to keep going up until the very end. So sorry, I lost my train of thought because I got interrupted. But all right, But yeah, But DLC like this is definitely justified, especially if they add like let's say even 150 more Pokemon to the game. Then you're adding so many more dex entries to fill. Which, in all honesty, though, now that I think about it, I don't really think this game should get DLC. Because if you fill out the dex, because this game takes place in the past, right? You're supposed to be completing these dex entries for the first time, like the very first Pokedex. Um, it would actually make more sense to make a different game and use like 200 something separate Pokemon for that game. That way, whatever Pokemon you use in this game for DLC, then it wouldn't really make much sense to use in a following game because that technically wouldn't be the first Pokedex entry for them. So I guess in a way it would actually make more sense to make just a sequel instead of DLC for this game. I mean, whatever works. I mean, if I'm not gonna say no to DLC for this game, but in terms of like what Pokemon that you're able to use in a future installment, if you wish to make one, if you still want to stick with the first Pokedex ever entry, Pokedex entry ever thing, it kind of wouldn't make much sense to reuse Pokemon from the DLC into that game, because it technically wouldn't be the first ever Dex entry for them. But whatever, that's just a random side note, I suppose, for future. I think I'm done now. I randomly got a hash brown. I might as well eat it while looking at the chat. This game, yeah, this game was pretty easy. Play through the game, it's very enjoyable. I'm just like the Pokemon. Well, that's it. Like I said, I'm not gonna fucking hate a Pokemon game. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to hate a Pokemon game. If I think a game is good, I'm gonna say a game is good. But, like, Brilliant. Oh, by the way, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Is anyone even gonna fucking play it besides the casuals, like I mentioned earlier? But is anyone who's like so invested in Legends Arceus, are they even gonna go back to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl after this? Or is that, I mean, I don't even think I'm gonna continue my series, to be honest. Who the fuck's gonna watch that when this game's out? I'd just be wasting my time. I mean, I'd still probably play the game because I have the game and I should finish it, because obviously that'd be a waste of money if I didn't. But still, like, who's gonna want to go back to freaking Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl when this game is out? That's a joke, by the way. Obviously, if you want to go back to it and you still think it's really fun, then by all means, have fun. Still, like, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl was, okay, but all it was just something to kill our time with until Legends Arceus came out. Oh, you skipped that train wreck. I wouldn't call it a train wreck. I wouldn't really call it a cash grab either, but it was definitely just something just to answer all those, oh, you need to make Gen 4 remakes cries that people made. It's basically the same game with a couple quality of life improvements and other things that they took out as well. Because obviously you have the brand new battle mechanic, and you also have the oh my god, I can't think. And you also have like the new typing, etc. Because obviously fairy type wasn't in the game for Gen 4, so that's just something new. But there's a couple things that they took out, like the secret bases they kind of ruined. I mean, the statues are cool and all, but the not being able to decorate it with like random stuff. You can't steal flags. The traps are no longer a thing. Which, the traps I understand. Those are basically freaking DS gimmicks. And then the other thing they got rid of, which I personally don't like, but I know other people who do, so this is mainly an opinion, but I did not like the way they did contests, because my favorite thing about contests was the ability to, well, not the ability, but the fact that you used the moves to earn popularity points, and then whoever had the most at the end won. But they scrapped that entirely and kept the dancing. So it's not even really a contest. It's more of like a Pokemon dance-off. That's all it is. Which is, it's alright, but it's just not my thing. The dancing is fine on its own, but I could never, like, try to get all the ribbons with that. It's not something that I would do. There's a lot of people that do enjoy it, that think, oh, at least now you have more control over Now you have more control over how well you do, and it's not based on RNG, which that's true. Yeah, there was a heavy amount of RNG inside the contest and the previous contest, where sometimes if the AI used moves that screwed you over, then you completely lost the ability to win the master rank entirely. So you do have, it's based on your performance as a whole, so you have more control over if you win or you have more control over if you win or not by your skill, not luck. So that I understand. But I don't know. It was just something about the moves, the contest with the moves with the popularity points was just really fun. And it was really satisfying to pull off a really good run, despite being RNG. But like I said, that's just my opinion on it. Yeah, Oras did keep the same style of the contest. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, no. You know what? I do have a theory as to why they probably changed it in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Because keep in mind, there's a lot of new moves that are out, and for Gen 8, and some of which not all the moves made it to this game. My guess is to make things a little bit easier on the developers, because with every move, they would have to code every single move for the contest to make it like. It's pretty much like coding a single move twice. Once for regular battles, and then again for the contest, having its own own effects, its own heart value, what type of one it is, whether it's beauty, cool, smart, etc. So yeah, that's a lot of coding into that. So they probably figured, well, let's just tone the contest down a little bit, so therefore the moves aren't as difficult to program, which I get that. Like I said, that's just a theory I have. It's not confirmed, but it would make a lot of sense if that's the reason why. Which, that's understandable. I mean, obviously it's Ilka's first time making a Pokemon game. So, it would be understandable to take that out of the game for that reason. So I'm not gonna, call them lazy or anything because they didn't do that, because I understand how development works, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There is some difficulty to it. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe they had to make some changes, possibly for reasons or for the better, etc. So, it's all good. All right, more stuff about. Well, anyone else want to bring up sorry, I can't even think. Like I said, my mind has been fried for the past fucking month. It's difficult. It's sometimes difficult for me to think. So what would you if there's anything else on Legends Arceus that you guys think I should talk about or whatever? Because I'm pretty sure that I missed something. Besides the battle mechanics. Like I said, the battle mechanics are such a breath of fresh air, and it's just really fun. I can't wait to get the game myself. This is something that I really, really want to get my hands on. I'll wait a couple minutes and see if the chat does anything. The higher pitched battle cries and the ability where Pokemon can sit. Oh yeah, yeah, that's really. Oh, can I actually, spoiler alert? Can I actually talk about some of the Hisuian forms, and some of them I really don't care for? Especially Gudra's. I understand what they were going for. They were trying to make Gudra more of a snail, I guess, similar to how Sliggoo looked. I just personally don't care for it. Especially, you look at its giant tail, and you're like, alright, that's a big tail. And then you realize, no, Evil, go away, Evil Bob. I'm not in the mood for you. You look at the tail, and then you're like, wait, and then the tail is its shell. So, I've seen footage of it where it can actually go inside its own tail like a shell. I'm like, how does that work? Are you crawling inside your own ass? That's just a joke, but still, it's just funny to mention that anyway. I don't really care for Zooey and Goodra, honestly. I get what they were going for, but oh, by the way, I mean, spoiler: its Dex entry is actually depressing because it has an eternal fear of losing its friends and being depressed and lonely, so it clings onto its friends and never wants them to let go. That is so upsetting. That is like actually heartbreaking. Like, oh, like, and it has like a really like sad face all the time too. Like, geez, you thought that freaking Sobble and its evolution, Drizzle or whatever, looked fucking depressing. No, freaking Hisui and Goodra just stole that crown as like the most depressing Pokemon in the franchise. Well, actually, no, I guess Cubone is runner up, I guess, as well. Cubone has always been one of the most depressing ones. But yeah, Hisui and Goodra's up there though, because that's really sad. And I don't want to say it without spoiling it, but there's specific forms in the game too. I won't mention it, but the specific form, not the starter evolutions. The starter evolutions are all right. I love Samurot's color scheme though. Like I think he looks so badass. And freaking I like the fact that Typhlosion looks fucking stoned all the time. It's just really funny. I might actually pick Cyndaquil for that alone. And then Decidueye has a cool hat. I like cool hats. The forms make no damn sense to begin with. I mean, unless the forms are extinct or maybe the Pokemon evolved away from it. So, I mean, so these forms are technically the first form of that Pokemon, and then I guess the original form is the current one. So I don't know. So I guess it's evolution as its own right, but I mean, I don't know. It's like evolving it's double evolving. I guess I don't know. That's kind of convoluted actually, but I mean, I get what they mean. Obviously, time goes on and there's evolution, so things change. They adapt to environments, etc. But that, and they probably just wanted to add new forms to the game, so they had to add them in there somehow. Suri Decidueye looks like a turkey. I didn't really think about it like that, but yeah, I guess he kind of does. They make plot hole for the whole series. Yeah, like I said, it's the only thing I could possibly think of for them to work is if they were like past forms that are either extinct or those forms no longer exist because the Pokemon evolved and adapted to the environment as the environment changed and the world around them changed. That's basically the only thing I could possibly think of where that would make sense. Like it seems like every new game has to have new forms now too, which if Goodra got a new form, Dragonite's gonna get something sooner or later. I'm still bloody shocked to this day he hasn't been touched. No Mega, no Gigantamax, no special regional form, nothing. I am absolutely shocked that he is still the same after all this time. I'm still very happy because, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just don't touch him. But I'm still shocked that they didn't do anything with him yet. I won't really go into rumor territories because I hear rumors about, there's X number of Pokemon in the DLC, and then I hear that someone data mined the game and there's codes for Mega Evolutions in the game, which don't even get me fucking started if they add that to the game. They talk about not making any goddamn sense. I mean, yeah, I get it. In Oras, they talked about, like, Mega Evolution went all the way back to, like, ancient times and whatever. It's like, so I guess theoretically it could make sense, but don't do it. I mean, unless they're adding brand new Mega Evolutions again or something, which I don't even want to, like. But like I said, like someone data mined it and they said that they look like they found like coding for Mega Evolution based on the text. Maybe. That is a possibility, but like I said, I don't want that to be a thing. Because, I don't know, it just... The game's good as it is, and we already have new forms and stuff. Don't shoehorn Megas in it just because. Especially if it's paid DLC. You don't want me to get going on that, where they lock Megas behind paid DLC. Because that wouldn't be... That wouldn't be, that wouldn't go so well with the, Actually, no, what am I saying? Of course it would go so well with it, because if anyone mentioned... I saw people in Reddit reading that rumor, and they already had their fucking wallets out ready to pay $30 right there and then for DLC that's rumored to fucking come out. It's not even official yet. Like, God, freaking Mega fans are just so easy to please. Oh, add my favorite badass Pokemon to the game. Here's $100. So help me if they add friggin' Mega anything to Pokemon Unite. Oh, by the way, there's like 12 $40 skins in the game, by the way, and I know someone who bought them all. Must be nice to have a lot of money you could throw out. By the way, there's a little dollar icon right there at the bottom of the chat. You can click that and give me $40 if you want to just donate money to something stupid. That's the perfect stupid thing to invest in. And it wouldn't be a waste of money, because I could actually put that towards a car payment or something. So it would be going to a good cause. Just my cause. Yeah, long story short, Legends Arceus, one of the best games that we've had in terms of, like, ambition, trying something new. It's just, it's a refreshing brand new take on the Pokemon franchise, which I would, like I said, I don't want it to replace the old series, but I do want to see it continue in some fashion. Because, like I said, not everyone's going to be jumping on the Pokemon Arceus train right away. Maybe there's a lot of people who would try it and not particularly care for it, because I know maybe it's too action-oriented and they're looking for something a little bit more casual, because, yeah, that could be a thing. Maybe they don't want to, like, maybe they don't want to, like, run around and dodge shit and worry about their trainer getting their butt kicked, but, yeah, that could very well be a thing. So, I mean, if you're looking for something more casual, then, yeah, sticking with Sword and Shield and that DLC is probably the better way to go. I've already mentioned that before, but I figured I'd make that point again. Because, like I said, this is a fantastic, brand new take on the formula, and I really hope they continue with it. Because it's... No. No. That's not how that works. First of all, what I said was a joke. Second of all, that's a super chat button on the bottom where you actually give, like, you literally donate money to me by the super chat. That's like, you don't click it and I automatically get $40. No, it's basically you paying me money. That's how that works. That's how super chats work. I mean, the option's there ever since I fucking monetized the videos, but I mean, like I said, nobody needs to actually donate. I mean, Stargazer did once as a fucking joke. He's like, "Oh, hey, that was funny. Here you go." I'm like, dude, it's like, I know you in person. If you wanted to give me money, why wouldn't you just hand it to me in person? That way, YouTube doesn't take any of it out. I don't know, he just did it as like a joke or something, I don't know, but it was just funny. Never got knocked out in Legends Arceus. Yeah, no, I know some people that did, whether it was from carelessness or just unexpected stuff that's happened. Oh, another thing too, it's actually interesting how you could actually have all of your Pokemon faint and you don't automatically, like, lose. You can still, like, physically run away and try to go heal them without losing your items, which that's actually really cool. So that you don't officially become defeated until you yourself get knocked out. So that's actually a nice touch. I like that. So that way, even if you lose all of your Pokemon, you can still... I mean, you can still try to run away without losing any items. I don't think you can still catch the Pokemon because if I'm not mistaken, if a Pokemon notices you or they realize you're there by like the little red eye icon at the top of the screen, you won't be able to catch them with just throwing balls at them. They have like because they know what you're doing. Which I suppose the game would be a little bit too easy if that's the case, because if you could just, even if they notice, you could just throw balls at them anyway and try to catch them. I get why they did that, because that would just, if you could just catch Pokemon that way, I can guarantee most players would almost never ever battle Pokemon to try to catch them. They would just keep hucking balls at them until it works. So yeah, that's a nice decision there, because that at least it gives you the incentive to use your own Pokemon. Because, spoiler alert, there's not that many trainer battles in the game. It's more focused on doing your research and battling wild Pokemon. Which is fine. It's perfectly fine. Like I said, it's a brand new take on it, so it's... Gym battles are not a thing. It's its own thing now. I mean, it makes sense if you... I mean, yeah, the trainer should be, like... Oh, there's actually a funny thing too, where you actually have like the ability to like roam around the Pokemon battle, and you actually can step in front of the Pokemon while they use their moves, and you can actually either have you or the opposing Pokemon hit you with the move if you're just if you're not careful enough. So yeah, you could actually take damage if you decide to do that. I don't know why you would, but yeah, it's a thing that can happen. Oh, well, I talked about Legends Arceus for how long now? I don't even know. 46 minutes ago. Oh, that alone took so long. But yeah, I had a lot to say, just because, like I said, this is like a freaking 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 material right here. Amazing first step there, Game Freak. I'm proud of you for trying something different. You definitely put your all into this. Not everything is perfect. There are some like weird quirks to the game, and there's some things that are not 100% polished, but mechanics are really good, and it's addicting, and it's really fun. So I guess that's the main point of a video game, is if the game is fun, entertaining, and keeps you wanting to play it. So that's the main point of the game. The game doesn't necessarily have to look like a fucking masterpiece as long as it plays well. I mean, look at old school RuneScape. The graphics are fucking really old and shit too. But I play it all the freaking time because it's just I like the gameplay of it, even if it is like doing tasks over and over again. But hey, I'm a sucker for that sort of thing. I don't know. I honestly like repetition in games for some reason. So that's probably one of the reasons why I don't mind Legends Arceus as well, because that checklist I want to fill it all out because I don't mind doing repetitious tasks. That's my thing. But yeah, all right. Cup of tea. I'm gonna have a cup of tea real quick. We got 3 more things that I want to personally talk about. What to talk about first, I am not sure. Call Breath of the Wild and training. I wouldn't call it Breath of the Wild. A lot of people say Monster Hunter. It works a lot more like that, just because it's not a giant open world. It's more like smaller open world sections, if that makes any sense. But it's still done right. It doesn't have to be like all these giant connected worlds. I mean, all these one giant connected map is what I meant to say. Because I mean, who knows? Maybe if they tried to do that, we'll have a freaking FNAF security breach type of thing where you try to enter one area and the game stutters like really fucking bad. We don't want that. It's good as it is. That's a nice approach of what they did as is. All right. Well, there's like I said, there's 3 other things that I want to talk about. The first one, I mean, this one's probably easy just to get that out of the way because it's not really much to talk about. It's just the fact that I'm curious to just see what your opinions are on this. Is that whole Microsoft buying Activision thing? I was not expecting that, but I find it extremely funny that Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, which were pretty much Sony mascots, are now owned by one of their competitors, which is Microsoft. Funny how that did a whole loop, huh? Like, who would have seen that coming many years ago? We're freaking Crash and Spyro are properties of Microsoft and Xbox. Like that, who would have freaking seen that? That is crazy. I never ever would have suspected that, like, at all. But yet it happened. But yeah, I mean, well, the thing with this buyout, it's not gonna happen until like 2023. So like they're aiming to have it, like I think the end of the fiscal year for 2023. I think is what they're going for. Because I mean, supposedly big buyouts like this take a long time. It's not like, it's not like, not like you could just go to like the government or whatever and go, hey, I want to buy Activision. Here's my money. I don't think that's how that thing works. There's a lot of paperwork to fill out and shit, and basically signing the rights over, etc. Yeah, it's a lot of complicated stuff. So it's not going to be an instantaneous transaction by any means, especially when we're talking about one of the biggest buyouts in video game history. Not even just video game history, but pretty much of all time. It's one of them. But hopefully, with this shit, Bobby Kotick is now like getting his ass out the fucking door, because I'm sick and tired of seeing so many like harassment cases like pretty much get thrown under the rug and no one's fucking doing anything about it. So hopefully, it being under Microsoft now, that Activision Blizzard or whatever, those developers will actually get better treatment like they deserve. Because obviously, if the work environment is not good, then your mental health and your ability to work at your job will be significantly hindered. No one wants to work in a shitty work environment. Nobody. Like, if you're not enjoying your job, then your performance is going to suffer. Your overall health is going to suffer. That's pretty much just how it is. So hopefully, by being under a new wing, these developers can finally get the treatment they deserve. And hopefully now they can actually like stop maybe now they could stop focusing on fucking like yearly Call of Duty releases that are like half-assed and shit. And they can maybe, I don't know, spend a few years making one and actually making it like a really huge, really big game. Or give some of the other IPs a try that are not Call of Duty. Be great. I mean, even if it is Xbox exclusive, it would be nice to see a brand new Spyro game. Just saying. And I know that there's plenty more IPs that I don't remember on the top of my head that Activision Blizzard does own. So it would be nice to see them doing something different and actually, hopefully, be able to put give it their all and make it the best game it could possibly be. And then Sony buys Bungie out of nowhere. I remember seeing that too. Like, I'm not entirely sure why, but I mean, I don't know, maybe Sony, I don't know. Actually, no, it's just a joke, because obviously they probably were discussing that for a while, but it'd be funny if like Sony actually felt the threat, so they had the need to buy a studio for themselves too. Because believe it or not, Destiny 2 is still a very popular game. And Bungie was the wait a minute, I just realized that Bungie is the original makers of Halo. So while Sony doesn't get the rights for Halo because Microsoft owns that, but they get the original devs behind the original Halo. So maybe it's possible for them to like make a, I don't know, spiritual successor off of that or something. I don't know. Or obviously they can't make a 1-for-1 because that's illegal. Can't do that. But maybe they can make their own game that's just as fun as Halo. So there's that possibility. But I just wonder how many other studios are going to be freaking bought out next. Because it seems like, third-party studios at this rate aren't even going to exist anymore. Just going to be all big parts of the producers now. Or the publishers, rather. Ring crazy. Halo for PS5, but not. Yeah. That's what I said too, pretty much. Yeah, so it's basically like a spiritual successor to that. And they have the ability to, and like I said, Destiny 2 is still played by a lot of people. I don't know exactly the number of people that play it, but I do know that it's still quite popular. The only thing that I don't really care for is the fact that ever since, actually, yeah, that's right, Activision owned Bungie at one point, right? And then because then they split off, and then Bungie was still doing like really shady microtransaction crap even after they stepped away from Activision, which that's not really the best. So hopefully that crap will stop. Overwatch 2. It's been like years. Yeah. I'm hoping that they are able to do that too. I don't personally play Overwatch, but I know a lot of my friends who do, and they're waiting very patiently for Overwatch 2. Like I said, this buyout for Microsoft and Activision, like I said, it's not going to happen until 2023. So we still have a long time before that's implemented. All right, another thing to talk about is going to be, I'll just do the YouTube crap right away because it should be another quick one. Obviously, the biggest thing that happened recently, and they're doubling down, or hell, even tripling down on it, is the freaking YouTube dislikes, and I never agree with it from the fucking beginning. I probably made a rant on this before. Actually, I think it was on one of Wally's streams that I made a rant on it, but I never ranted on my own channel, so I'm going to do it again here. So if you already heard me rant about it once, sorry for repeating myself, but if you haven't, then I'm going to talk about it now. I never had a problem with dislike campaigns, so I don't know what it's like. But if it is a real thing, then okay, I understand that. But even so, if that's, or let's just pretend that's YouTube. I don't buy that's the reason why YouTube did it, but let's just go with it and just say that it is. Even if that is the case, they did it horribly. They fucking did it horribly. The fact that you're still able to see the amount of dislikes you get on a video in your own analytics, which are easily right there on the right of the fucking screen, it defeats the entire purpose of these dislike going against these dislike campaigns. Because the whole point of it is to not be able to see how many dislikes you have. So if you're gonna disable the dislike button, but then still show the fucking dislikes to the person who don't want to see them, what the fucking point then? There is no point. Hiding the dislike button isn't gonna. I mean, is that just gonna make people not dislike the button, hit the dislike button at all? Because I can't see it, so what's the point of hitting it? And then you have other people like me that just dislike the video anyway if they don't actually like it. Which I still do, because obviously if I want to give feedback on a specific video, then I will do that. Same how if other people don't like my videos, I want the same thing. In fact, I don't even know, I haven't looked at that Pokemon Unite video in a while. I'm curious to see what the ratio is on that. But I know there's a lot of likes and dislikes on it. But that's just people giving their own opinion. Whether if they agree with my opinion, they liked the video. If they're not, and if they think I'm exaggerating, whatever the reason is, they dislike it, which is perfectly fine. don't consider that a dislike campaign, and I don't consider that hate. I would consider that actual feedback and criticism on my video, which is allowed. And another thing, too, with the whole dislike campaign is that dislikes are fucking harmless, more or less. It's like, yeah, I suppose that there is a possibility that if you get too many dislikes, your videos don't get on the algorithm as much. But there's far worse things, let's be real. What about the fucking comment section? Where if there's a lot of bots and whatever that really want to pick on a small creator, they'll just have a bunch of fucking hate bots just comment a bunch of shit on their live stream or whatever, or on the comment section of a video. And yes, I understand that you can disable comments, but oh, now that I think about it, you can also disable, from the very beginning, before this whole thing, you could have disabled the public view of likes to dislikes, or you could just get rid of it altogether. So I don't even know why this is even a thing. Why, instead of like ripping the dislike button out, why wouldn't you just give these tools or whatever to the people who actually, or just alert them about the tools needed? Because obviously, if the public like and dislike, if you can disable the public likes and dislikes, then, or hell, here's a good fucking idea, YouTube, that you should have done. How you know how you could disable the likes and dislikes or whatever on for the public? Why wouldn't you just make it an option to disable the dislikes only if for those who want the dislike button gone? There's a fucking smart idea. Instead of forcing it upon like 95% of people who don't fucking want it. Let's be real. The whole we care about the small creators and we don't want them getting bullied thing is bullshit. They never fucking cared about the smaller creators. You want to know why? Smaller creators don't get a lot of views. And because of that, especially if they're not monetized, they're not on the algorithm at all. YouTube will fucking bury your video away from the public eye, more or less, if you don't have your videos monetized or if you're too small of a creator. So, okay, your double standard is wide open there, YouTube. You're pretty much saying we care about the small creator, we don't want them getting bullied or whatever. Okay, well then why are you burying all these small creators' fucking videos in the algorithm so deep that it's almost impossible to see these videos unless you personally know the person and you can get a link? That's like, still, I'm fucking shocked that my actually, here's another thing too. A perfect example of this. That once again, that Pokemon Unite video I made. At first, I forgot to add in certain I forgot to verify my address or whatever. So they temporarily disabled my monetization. And I was able to get the monetization back pretty much like a day after that video went up. Basically like 20 hours after that day. So for the first 20 hours, barely got any views. Maybe I got like 30. As soon as the monetization came back, got like 1,000 views. 1,500 views within 24 hours. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but for me personally, like my own channel, that's like 10 times what I normally get on one of those videos. So yeah, if your video is not monetized and you're that small of a creator, fuck you. Your videos are gonna get buried. You're not gonna get any views, or if you do, it's a fucking miracle. So YouTube doesn't actually care about the smaller creators because they don't make them enough money, so they fucking they fucking toss their videos off to the side like they don't exist. So let's be real. The main reason why the dislike button is gone is so that corporations can pretty much just upload a video fucking whatever they want, and the dislikes are gone, so therefore only the positive feedback is noticed. Not a lot, I mean, not everybody looks at the comments section. A lot of people will judge a video based on the likes and dislikes, or right now, just on the likes. So most people who just go and just see a video, whatever, they're going to see the likes and say, oh, this video has like 50,000 likes or something. Damn, okay, I'm going to watch it. Blissfully unaware that there's like 300,000 dislikes to the video. You know what I mean? So if it's a really bad take or really bad idea, then there's really no way to fucking figure that out until you wasted your time watching the entire video. Especially with tutorials and shit. There's so many tutorials that are fucking scams and just try to make you download stupid shit or get malware or download malware or fucking take stupid surveys, etc. Like there's not a shitload of them, but it does exist. So that was a good way to filter out the shit videos from the actually good ones that should be on the top search results. Especially for tutorials and whatever. Like, if I want to look up a tutorial for, I mean, I don't know. Or, I guess, clickbait, too. Obviously, you can detect clickbait with the like-dislike ratio as well. But now that that's gone, then you're not going to know that you got clickbaited until the very fucking end. Because let's be real, a lot of clickbaity channels fucking do that. Where they'll keep hyping something, and then like at the very end, it doesn't actually fucking happen, or it's barely anything worth noting about, and then it's just a freaking like, comment, and subscribe the entire fucking time just to get you hooked on it or whatever. Like fuck that. Like, and then we have this whole brand new thing where YouTube is limiting the number of views that you can get on a video if it's too popular. For now it's that, but who knows what it'll escalate into. So if you're not subscribed, say if a video is super popular or trending or whatever, and you're not subscribed to this particular channel, sometimes you'll get a message saying, this video is too popular, we're limiting the number of viewers to something about the servers or something, which I think is horseshit, but they're limiting the number of viewers in order to, actually, I think, I'm going to look this up actually real quick. I know that Optimus talked about this. I'm going to look up his channel because I think he has that message in his thumbnail. I want to look that up real quick. Hey, I'll have my guy cross the rope and most likely fall off it. Nope, never mind, he didn't. Where are you, Optimus? There you are. I know you have it in the, Video unavailable. This video is popular. Due to the limited creator history, we're limiting the number of viewers. Subscribe to this channel to help creator reach broader audience. The fuck does that even mean? So, are you, like, tricking people into subscribing to, like, certain channels that have a lot of ads on them just so they could get those videos on their feed more likely, so they're more likely to watch the higher generated videos or something? I just really hope this doesn't spread to like my videos or anything where some people can't even watch my fucking streams or my videos because they're not subscribed. Newsflash, I don't fucking announce people to subscribe to the channel every fucking video. You know why? Because I don't feel like it's necessary. It's up to the viewer to subscribe or not. Yes, I understand for me to grow, I have to keep announcing it and try to get, that's how it works pretty much. The more you announce it, the more it gets in their head, then the higher the chance of them considering it. Then if they do, then your video is on their feed more, and therefore you get more ad revenue because they're more likely to click on your videos more. That's how that works. I get it. But for me personally, it's up to the person watching if they want to subscribe or not. If there's like a one-off video or one or two videos, maybe they want to watch, maybe they randomly see a Mugen video or whatever, and they're like, whatever, this is too much for me, I don't know what the fuck's going on, not my thing. Then they don't have to subscribe or whatever. Or if they do like it, or if they only want to watch one video every so often, or if there's, like, I don't know. I guess a good example is my Double Eagle compilation for Hot Shots. What if they specifically want to watch that? And you know what I mean? They don't have to subscribe to the channel if that's the only thing they want to watch. Like, I don't want my videos to be limited. Like, it probably won't happen because they'll never be popular. Like, I hope that just sticks to popular videos. But still, the whole concept is stupid. I don't understand. Don't you want more people to watch the videos? That kind of goes against the whole thing. That's kind of contradictory to what you're trying to do. You want more people to watch the videos so you can get more ad revenue, but now you're limiting people from watching it unless they subscribe, therefore you're cutting the views down? YouTube, I don't understand your way of thinking. It's ass backwards. It makes no sense. I don't comprehend stupidity. I don't get it. I hate that Steve Minecraft channel. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, hey, Star. It's only to help big corporations, nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, of course it is. Like I said, yeah. Yeah, what about that, remember that Nintendo online expansion pack video? How it was disliked up the ass, but now if any random person who hasn't seen that video now watches it, they won't even notice that they'll be maybe they'll see all the likes only and be like, oh, you know what? I think that is a really good idea. Blissfully unaware that there's better options. Oh, by the way, Nintendo, I like the fact that when you released Paper Mario at first for the service, there was a chance of it there was a chance of the game crashing randomly and you get your save data corrupted. Great Cohen. You want to take some pointers on how to do emulation from your fans? Because I think they can do a better job than you can. And this whole tangent reminder system. No, shut up. No, I don't. Okay, you know what? I'll do. All right, fine. Fuck it. I'll do it then. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. However, this is something that nobody ever fucking says, but I agree to it. If you already subscribed to this channel, thank you very much for your continued support, because every single one of you I appreciate. Because I know there's some people who have been subscribed for like half a decade, maybe even more, and I appreciate every single one of you. I don't appreciate falling off the tightrope like a goon, though. That's stupid. Yes, but that last part is the most important part. Because it's not necessarily about the subscribers you could get. It's the ones you already have, and you should appreciate it. There's not a lot... not a lot of creators, or like really any creators for that matter, actually say that. Like, I'm actually shocked with the amount of people who don't say that. Alright, well, the last thing I have to talk about before... Actually, I'm almost at the next level already, so I'm alright. I thought I wouldn't even make it before the stream ended, but no, I guess I am. Last thing I'm going to talk about, and this is something I will never understand. If any of you can give me a better explanation as to how to understand why this has any fucking value whatsoever, please do. But we're going to talk about NFTs. And I fucking thought it was a scam paying for $40 for a fucking skin in Unite. But I'll even give them credit this. At least a skin in a video game you can actually fucking use. This shit, you're basically paying for art that could easily be replicated, but there's just a virtual receipt saying that you own it. Which, okay, theoretically, because you quote-unquote own that image, according to that, like, receipt, that actual document, you theoretically could take somebody to fucking court for stealing your image that you own. But what if a million people copy and paste that fucking image, or copy and save that image? Are you gonna take all 1 million of them fuckers to court? No, you're not. Good fucking luck with that, buddy. Have fun. This whole thing of, like, faking owning something, you've seen my fucking collection in the back of the room. All those cards, all the plush, the figurines, hell, I finally got the Dragonite Christmas book from 1999 or whatever that I've always wanted. Those are things that I can physically hold. Those are things I physically own in my hands. No one can replicate any of these things. Or at least not easily. Those are things that I actually physically own. And I have them, like, for real, in the real world. It's not just an image, like... So what happens if, like, I give you permission to, like, download my video or something, or just take a screenshot of my video and just sell that? Like, you own the rights to that now? That's how that works? So you own that one frame of my video? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I really don't understand this whole thing. And shitcoin are laughable. Yeah, I mean, the pump and dump schemes were bad enough. There's so many people that knowingly go into, like, this whole crypto coin, which cryptocurrencies is just as fucking bad. Like, I understand where the good is in crypto, at least. Originally, it was supposed to create, like, a universal currency that could be used anywhere, regardless of where you live, which I understand that is actually a decent idea. That way it kind of, like, saves time in terms of, like, international buying or something. I get that. That's understandable. But, like, all these random-ass fucking coins that don't really have any actual value unless you dump all of your money into it, it's basically like playing... It's basically like... manipulating the stock market, but not illegal. Or it's still technically illegal, but nobody ever fucking does anything about it. Like, I really just don't get how, I really just, I don't get the value behind that. And it's just, most people will just like, hey, just come, this type of currency is going to the moon, or everybody invest into it or whatever. Then the value of it will go up or whatever. And like, there's so many people out there that just don't know how the fucking, like, how stock works and how the market works. Because obviously, yes, if a lot of people invest real world money into one specific currency, the value of that currency goes up. That's just how that works. But as soon as somebody takes out all of their own shares, the value goes down. So it's this is basically like forcibly donating money to whoever runs the pump and dump scheme. That's basically what it is. It's like a forced donation, but it's just literally taking advantage of anyone who's unsuspecting or not knowledgeable enough to know what they're getting into. Ah, come on. I didn't level up yet. But it's still extremely scummy. Like, what was that latest one that someone did? It was, fuck, what was his name? I forget what his name was. It's underneath my history somewhere. But he literally just stole $500,000 for a bunch of his viewers or whatever. And he admitted what he did. And he pretty much... His reasoning behind that is, like, he didn't directly say it, but how he put this is, it's not my... It's basically, he said, it's not my fault my audience is stupid enough to fall for it. Basically, what he actually said was, it's their responsibility to know what they're getting into, and they shouldn't have such sentimental value over this, etc. So it's their fault. It's their responsibility. Basically saying, hey, I know you're an idiot, and so I just took advantage of your stupidity. Thanks for the money. Like, there's actual scumbags out there that are willing to do that. And NFTs are pretty much no different. All the corporations are getting in it. They're just, no matter how much backlash, these fucking things will not go away. They're like fucking mosquitoes. No matter how many times you spray the motherfucking things with spray, they keep coming back. And it keeps fucking poking at you, and it's driving you fucking crazy. Yeah. Yay. There it is, 70. Use the Dorgishkon Polvanek courses. Oh, that's right. There's 2 utility courses I unlocked. Use the Taverley Dungeon and Fossil Island Hardwood shortcuts. Access to the Saradomin area Galwar's Dungeon. Equip the Ring of Endurance. I didn't even know the Ring of Endurance was a thing. But it is. Cool. But, yeah. I don't understand this whole point of NFTs, but except to literally just scam people. The only people who get into NFTs are assholes or idiots. That's it. It's either like the whole point I wouldn't say the whole point, but the main reason why a lot of these NFTs even exist is just the value of all of these NFTs are made up. The only reason why they have any sort of value is because somebody says it has value, because someone's willing to offer a specific amount of value to it. That's it. There's no actual value to it. There's no actual, like, tangibleness to it. If that, I don't even think that's a fucking word. But it's like, do you, like, any of these stupid ape pictures, right? Do you actually feel like you own that picture, for example? Do you, like, I'm trying to comprehend this. I really can't. I don't understand. I feel like this is too stupid that I don't understand it. Like, you know how if you're not smart enough to understand something, like, I don't understand rocket science, so I'm too stupid to know what that is. But I feel like this is like the opposite. This is so fucking stupid that my mind can't comprehend it because I'm too intelligent to know what it is. Like, I don't get it. It's pretty much like saying if I fucking take a picture of, I don't know, me holding my Build-A-Bear Dragonite plush or whatever, and pretty much sold that as a fucking NFT to anybody else. Like, the value of it, the only value that has is what someone is offering to pay for it. That's it. If I can't sell the fucking thing, it has no value whatsoever. A picture like that, especially a virtual one, by the way, only has value if someone is willing to offer value to it. Other than that, it has absolutely no significance to the fucking world because it could be easily replicated. You're not even buying the fucking picture itself. You're buying a document that says you have the rights to quote unquote own that picture. But, you know, right-clicking and fucking hitting save as does exist, you know. And, it's, like I said before, it's actually, it's supposed to be illegal. You're not supposed to do that because it's technically stealing somebody's property. It's like, how are you going to regulate that? How are you going to stop people from doing it? And the only way you'd be able to fucking do that is if that NFT was on a specific website or on a specific place where right-clicking and save as was disabled. That's the only thing you could possibly do to get even a tiny bit more worth out of it. Because then it would actually be one of a kind or something. Theoretically. Actually, no. You know what? No. Bullshit. No, bullshit. Bullshit. Screenshotting exists. I forgot. You can just... That's right. I have this fucking thing. I can just take a fucking... Actually, watch. I'll show you right now. I'm going to hit this button. And then, boom, I did it. I made it. I did it. I created an NFT with a push of a button. Give me $50. I don't understand this. It really doesn't make any fucking sense. This is just a glorified way. This is just a different pump and dump scheme is pretty much what it is. It's glorifying and hyping a fucking value over something that really has no value at all. It's pretty much like a fucking, what's the, I guess Rumpelstiltskin, is that what I'm thinking of? I don't know, like being able to like craft something out of gold, but in reality it's not actual gold, it has no value, like that sort of thing. I think that's what I'm trying to think of. I forget what it is, but you get what I mean. Or no, or is it the Emperor's New Clothes? Is that what I'm thinking of? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Where I think that's what I'm trying to think of. Where, oh hey, this is this invisible outfit. This is what the clothes look like, and it's an invisible outfit or whatever. Like it was pretty much just it's something faked, but it actually but it was just pretended to have actual value to it. But in reality, it was absolutely fucking nothing. That's pretty much the moral of that story that I was going for. But yeah, these NFTs pretty much have the same thing. The only way anyone's ever gonna get any sort of fucking value to it is if you fake value. You give it a fucking price tag and you fake the value, which this is absolutely no different than those fuckers selling those really high grade Mario 64 cartridge for fucking $2.5 million. Except with this, you're actually paying for fucking something physical. At least I'll give it that. But with this, it's even worse because you're just paying for basically nothing. But it's the same thing where you could just have a bunch of other fake accounts, buy it back and forth for a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. But technically it's your own money or your friend's money, etc. And then you could then it's faking the value, and then you could have somebody else go in and be like, whoa, shit, this thing's actually worth a shitload of money. I need to get in on this because it's a really high investment because look at how much it's buying for. I need to get in on it now and while it's hot, and then I could sell it for something bigger. But in reality, you just got scammed because it was all fucking made up value. And then when you try to sell it yourself, you're out of thousands of dollars because no one's going to want to fucking buy it for more than that. It's just all made up value. It's like playing fucking pretend. I've played fucking pretend with my stepsister back then. Oh, this thing is worth X amount of money. You want to just pay up with the fake money that we have. Like, we're just making up fucking prices and shit. That's basically what it is. And now they're coming to fucking video games too with this whole play to earn things. Like, they're trying to make its own fake economy and shit. Where like, oh, you could. I mean, play to earn is basically what it... I'm sorry, like, play the game normally to earn, like, things in the game. That's basically been a thing for a while. But it's a step above that where it's basically taking shit from mobile games, but even making it even more obnoxious to get. And then pretty much making video games a second job. Because you can cash out and earn money or some shit if you have the ability to sell whatever you have. But of course, when you do that, the publishers take a cut of that. So of course they're gonna want the marketplace to keep freaking buying and selling, etc. So they can make more money on the side. It's just a glorified microtransaction scheme that really doesn't have any significance to it. I'm sorry. When I go play a fucking video game, I want to play to escape the real world. Not have a fucking second job on the side. I already bust my ass as it is. I don't want to fucking work again. So fuck this idea of fucking play to earn. No, I don't want to play to earn. I want to play to have fun and entertain myself and take a break from the shit that is the real world. I don't want to take the real world with me to a fucking game. The only real problem with YouTube is copyright. Yeah, I thank you for letting me know that. That's a topic I fucking missed. Yeah, there's a lot of like false copyright claims and shit that YouTube doesn't even fucking give a shit about. Which someone told me like, oh, that whole copyright system is out of their control because it's technically all they can do is just, if somebody files a claim, all they can do is take down a video. It's up to the person who got claimed and the person who is claiming to settle it by law or something like that. But you're telling me that they can't, if they can't step in if they figure that it's foul play at all, and they can't do something about it if it's a false claim? Especially in certain cases where the person claiming pretty much admits that it's a false claim without actually mentioning it. It's like, oh, they used my video without my permission, or they used my face without my permission, therefore I took it down. But that's still fair use, buddy. Unfortunately, you can't copyright your face. And as long as somebody didn't like one-to-one re-upload a video, that's fine. Like, as long as if one of you guys want to do like a commentary on any of my videos, regardless of how bad or good they are, you can. As long as it's not a fucking copy paste fucking re-upload. If you have your own context to it, whether you pause a video every so often and you like comment on various things, or that's perfectly fine. That's fair use. It's just blatant. What? The only thing that's kind of like iffy with that is like compilation videos, because compilation videos I wouldn't count as fair use, because basically you're just taking like unedited clips and just putting them into one video. It's like, I understand it's technically edited, but it's edited in a way where it's like different parts and it's not the full episode or something, or it's not the full video or something. But it's not transforming the content enough to be considered fair use, because it's still showing the raw footage of that video without anything added to it besides a small portion of it, if that makes any sense. So I wouldn't consider that fair use. So Jum, you were you were weird whenever you rant. Yeah, because I turn into a fucking freak when I rant. I know that. Like, there's many sides to me. There's a casual side, Mugen side, which has me just losing my fucking shit all the time, and then my ranting side, where I literally I fucking turn into a goddamn beast. Because when something pisses me off, I'm sorry, sometimes I can't even contain it. That whole shit with the NFTs, it's a fucking scam from the beginning. Like, I won't really say much more than that. If you want to, like, I suppose it's not any of my business if somebody feels like if they want to invest money into something they desire, they have the right to do that. But if that shit is gonna start leaking over into games I want to play, and the whole game is based on an NFT market and on actual gameplay, then we have a fucking problem. Because your shitty fucking decisions is affecting my life. And then that's where I draw the fucking line. You can do whatever you want in your life, but as soon as you get me involved into it, then we have a problem. I'm just glad that Pokemon's not doing anything stupid with NFTs, because let's be real. They can make billions of dollars if they tried with that. They already make a shitload with their Pokemon cards. Imagine if they just made fucking, the virtual cards technically exist, but you still have to buy card packs to get said things. But imagine if they had a whole fucking other thing on this. I could already see that making a shitload of money. I mean, hell, like I said, I've already talked people out of buying the fucking $40 Lucario outfit. People were gonna sacrifice their fucking meals to buy that shit. Which, oh, by the way, this is one thing I wanted to say, too, about Pokemon Unite, because I didn't say it before, because I just thought of it, like, last month. In reality, you don't own any of those skins in Pokemon Unite. Hell, I don't own anything in RuneScape, either. These are both live service games. If the live service were ever to go down, you lose the ability to use everything that you've purchased in that game. So in reality, you're not buying these skins. You're renting them for just an extended period of time. How long you're renting them for is completely unknown. But you will not have them forever, because eventually the servers will go down, and when they do, you lose all access to everything that you've purchased. So my advice to you is that get what you want, yes, but be wary. Just beware that you will not have it forever. So, like, it's true. You are actually renting these things. You are not buying them. So, yes, enjoy them while you have it, but at the same time, don't go overboard, because you don't want to you don't want to dump a bunch of money that's going to be pretty much for nothing. National Financial Turn. No. Well, no. Actually, Jim Sterling had the best acronym for that. NFT is nasty fucking things. Oh my god, that's fucking funny though. All right. That's all 4 topics that I had wanted to talk about. I think the stream is going on for 2 hours now. Almost. No, it says an hour ago. It's got to be... Oh, 94. No. Started 94 seconds ago. No, that's not true. No, maybe that's when I last clicked on the video. Actually, wait. No, I can look it up right now. 1 hour 34. Oh, it's only an hour and 34 minutes. Wow. So Legends Arceus took up half of this video. Well, arguably so, because like I said, Legends Arceus is probably the most ambitious title we've seen for Pokemon in a while. Well, no, I mean, Sword and Shield was too, to an extent, but not nearly as much as Arceus. Yo, I got my NFT. Oh, don't show it to me. I don't really care. I don't know about you, but if I want to invest into something, I want to like actually like have it in my possession, not pretend to have it in my possession. Because in reality, that's basically all it is. It's just pretending you own something. If that's the case, how come I can't pretend to buy it with pretend money? Why do I have to buy? Why do I have to use real money to buy something pretend? That thing's kind of fucked. Can I? Why can't I use pretend? Why can't I use pretend money to get real money back? Just, yeah, please be careful with what you do. Oh, and don't fall off buildings. Falling off buildings is bad for your health. Oh, I remember another thing I wanted to talk about. Shit, I didn't put this in the title, but it's actually really important. Yeah, TikTok is getting worse. I mean, shocker, I know. But recently, Upper Echelon did a video on how TikTok is actually like killing attention spans and making people like more entitled, which I kind of agree with that. And this goes into the whole like internet as a whole thing, but TikTok really exacerbates that. With how easy it is with TikTok videos to like pretty much get instant gratification, just literally just find like literally small videos with ease. It's killing your fucking attention span because you're supposedly the more you look at like smaller content or smaller videos or whatever, and you have so easily you're easily able to like switch between different videos, it can sometimes kill your attention span to the point where it's basically hard to concentrate on anything, and you become so fucking impatient that you just expect everything to be instantly handed to you. And that's actually really giving a bad image for children's minds. Especially with all the fucking trends. Like the fucking NyQuil chicken bullshit that just happened. And well, actually, that's even worse because that's fucking adults doing that. So help me God. Like, once my generation dies, we're fucked. We are so screwed. There won't be any common sense left in this damn world. Common sense will be a myth, a legend. It won't exist. It won't exist so much that they'll be like, what the fuck is this? We gotta take that out of the dictionary. And they'll just immediately jump to conclusions and remove that from the dictionary because they don't have the common sense to not do it. But yeah, there's a lot of people, like, especially when I do delivery driving for a living, and I can assure you that there's a lot of impatient fucks out there. There's people that will just there will be people that will deliberately blow a stop sign because they don't want to fucking wait in line. There's a lot of people that will, hell, I'll go the fucking speed limit and then I'll have somebody fucking pass me illegally and almost fucking hitting another fucking car because they don't want to go the fucking speed limit because they're so fucking impatient. Social media and internet probably has something to do with that. Killing your attention span and making you an impatient, entitled piece of garbage. Not everybody, obviously. I'm not speaking for everybody. That's not true. But it is affecting a good chunk of people. I'm not, like I said, I'm not speaking for everybody by any means, but it is noticeable. You, like, tell me, I don't know, I hit 1 in the chat or something, I guess. If you've met somebody recently that you could already tell that they're impatient and entitled. Probably the grocery store has it, or even Walmart probably has a handful of them. But it is getting worse, and then just immediately jumping on fucking trends without even thinking at all. That's the whole thing with the lack of common sense thing that I'm talking about. Because think about it. There's for the whole NyQuil chicken recipe crap that they did on there. And like, I don't know who the fuck came up with that. Whether it's a joke or not, but clearly they didn't have the fucking common sense to think, hey, this is actually fucking really bad and it could possibly kill you. So maybe there's warning labels on the back of these fucking medicine bottles for a reason, with directions on how to take and how not to abuse it. Yeah, you know, it's in bold fucking print, or are you just too fucking stubborn and idiotic to read it? But no, like, let's just fucking dump it all over a fucking chicken and cook it and serve it to fucking people, and it's supposed to be quote unquote an herbal remedy to stop diseases and sicknesses. Excuse me? Excuse me, really? Are these the same people that just drink bleach to clean their insides? Because they don't want to shower? I don't know. Like, I can't comprehend how fucking stupid this is. I literally can't comprehend, and I don't even blame kids for this one. I will blame fucking like older teenagers and adults, because who like most of them probably can't fucking cook. A younger one of them can't cook, but so obviously it's clear that fucking adults are trying this shit. And I don't even give a shit what the fucking reason is. If you think it's actually an herbal remedy, you're a fucking idiot. If you want to get fucking clout for following a trend, you're desperate. Like, I don't understand how any of these fucking trends or challenges or anything fucking works. When seriously, we have actual doctors commenting on this on fucking Twitter, saying how much of a fucking health risk this is. Why do we need to have it come to that point? There's no common sense in this fucking world anymore, if that's literally what's fucking trending on TikTok for even a small bit. TikTok is also the #1 website in the fucking world, by the way, so that explains a lot. I don't feel comfortable with that, because there is a decent amount of interesting things on TikTok. I've seen a few things on compilation videos that either maybe Jack did or something. But there's a lot of toxicity on that, and there's a lot of things that are just not good for people to watch or consume. And it just comes down to a point where you become addicted to it, and you feel like you really do become addicted to this app. And it's no different than me gambling, I suppose, because I was addicted to that and I couldn't walk away from it, because you actually have fucking withdrawal and shit. Like, this becomes such a big part of your life that it starts to affect you as a person and as a whole. It's not healthy. I'm not talking about just the stupid chicken either. Just consuming a lot of something, like a lot of social media at all, whether it's Twitter or TikTok, is not healthy for you, because it really does change how you think. It changes how you act. It could even change your mental and physical health. But something needs to be fucking regulated about this, because if so many people are like exposed to this, it's just gonna keep spreading. I know not everybody's into that sort of thing, but it's getting now to the point where it's clearly starting to show how popular it is, and it's not for the better. I really don't want this to become the normality, where just this is trending. You have to do it. People pretty much feel like they're obligated to fucking try these trends if they want to be like accepted into the fucking world. No, you don't. Do your own fucking thing. You'll find people who like you for who you are. You don't have to fucking kill yourself eating NyQuil chicken. Like, I don't get it. TikTok has far exceeded the level of popularity that anything in the fabric of reality can reach. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, like, it just, I don't know. The way I see it, TikTok is pretty much no different than alcohol consumption. And what do I mean by that? Yes, you can enjoy it, but you have to be careful what and how much you consume of it. Because there is a possibility where you could get addicted and it becomes pretty much a part of your life to the point where you don't even think clearly, or you're the way you behave and the way you act and even your physical health could be changed for the worse. I mean, that goes with alcohol too. Like, obviously, if you become an alcoholic, then obviously all those factors change you as well. So it's very similar to that. While there is entertainment to be had and while there's fun to be had, it must be done cautiously and with regulation. Because if it starts to become your main go-to of entertainment, then it could seriously have an impact on your life. And that goes for really anything, because obviously Twitter's pretty much the same way. If you spend like 50% of your off time on Twitter or more, then that's probably gonna affect you as well. So I guess it really, not just TikTok, but it really goes for any sort of social media platform. Have it in moderation. Know what you're getting into before you do it. Have a bit of common sense and just think before you act. Please. Because, I mean, a lot of people that's the thing with it. It's, everyone thinks of, like, short term. What can I get now? Not the long term, where how can this affect me in the future? If you try to do a stupid fucking trend now or whatever, well, and you're thinking short term, I'm gonna get a bunch of fucking views on this. I'm gonna become fucking internet famous because I'm doing this. I want to be in with the in crowd. I'm gonna look really cool and popular and shit. And then the long term would be, maybe I shouldn't do this because maybe it's like, hey, it's like, this doesn't seem very safe and it could possibly hurt me or kill me if I do this. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't. Like jumping off of a fucking building, for example. Perfect timing. Yeah, don't do that. I could already see that being a fucking trend too. Like literally fucking jumping off of a fucking story building. Don't give them any ideas, I swear. Don't. Yeah, don't give them any ideas because then people will link this fucking video with this exact clip and then be like, hey, he started it. He said to do it. Yeah, fuck you. I said don't do it. So just because I brought it up does not mean that I said to do it. I'm bringing it up for personal awareness for you not to do such stupid shit. Yeah, too late. It's already begun. Yeah. All right. I think that is pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. That is everything. This video is going on for 2 hours. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. In terms of, like I said, for me personally, I'm slowly getting back into things. Once the spring arrives and the weather's not fucking 20 degrees every day and snowing or raining every other day, I'll be in a much better mood and more energetic. Because I was originally supposed to do a stream later tonight. I don't even know if I'm gonna do it because I already did one now, and now I kind of feel tired, and I honestly kind of want to lay down. But that's what this freaking job's doing to me, and I don't really blame the Amazon job. They're not like overworking me. It's definitely the fucking weather. The weather is just absolutely brutal, and going like out into the cold and then in with a warm van, out into the cold, into a warm van, like over and over and over and over again. That fucks with your head. Going into hot and cold environments like rapidly that fast. But I have to keep warm. That's just how it is. It was like that when I worked for like a grocery store as well, but just not as I didn't work as longer hours or longer days, so it didn't affect me as much. But with this, yeah, this is definitely the weather's like worse this year than it was last year. Last year I had no problem, but this time it's bad. Oh. Hi Wally, aren't you doing a stream very soon? I think you are. I'm just about ready to wrap up. If there's anyone in the chat, just besides the fucking bots. Yeah, YouTube, get rid of these fucking bots. I mentioned it last time on my freaking Mugen stream as well. Like, you have no fucking you have problems with the fucking dislike videos, so your fucking high-end freaking Fox News channels and shit won't get any flack, but you'll let these fucking bots flood my comment section so people accidentally clicking on them can get fucking scammed. Yeah, that's real nice. Yeah, think about the fucking smaller creators. How about you think about just anyone besides yourselves? That would be nice. Time to transfer this video in the description. Yeah, if I think of doing it, yeah, I might do it. I might do it later. Once the video becomes, like, fully uploaded, I will try to do it. Smash Ultimate. That sounds way better than what I was doing. But, I think that is pretty much gonna be calling it, so yeah, if you haven't already, try to get Legends Arceus if you're into that sort of if you're into like action RPGs, because it's very fun. I am kind of jealous I don't have it yet. I knew Game Freak had the opportunity to do it. Sometimes you just need a bit of swift kick in the ass a couple of times just to get your butt in gear, but it is possible, and yeah, everyone that says that Game Freak has no fucking magic anymore, this game proves otherwise, because they're more than capable when given the opportunity. Hopefully Gen 9's to rise from Legends Arceus. Maybe, well, yes and no. Like I mentioned before when I was talking about it, it's hard to really I don't know necessarily if Gen 9's going to be like the same gameplay or the same thing as Legends Arceus, because not everybody likes the action RPG approach. There are some people that prefer to play like Sword and Shield over this game just because it feels more casual, which I get that. So perhaps this is not everybody's cup of tea. So going back to the original formula is not necessarily a bad thing, because they know they have a wider audience with that. However, if they're going to do another Legends game or another action RPG based off of the Legends mechanics, I'm all for that. I want this to be a continuing thing. However, I don't think replacing this and making this the main formula is a good idea, because you might limit your audience by doing that. And that's no fun if you have a game and you don't particularly like the mechanics, and you want to play it but you can't because it's the only I don't know. You don't want to feel like limited as to what you can get in the future, you know what I mean? So it'd be nice to have Legends do its own thing, and then it's nice to have the main series do its own thing. Because Legends, I wouldn't consider. I mean, it's hard to consider if that's a main series game or not. I would call it like semi spin-off, because it is quite similar to the originals, but it has its own identity that I wouldn't really consider it main series game either. So like a sub spin-off or semi spin-off, I would or partial. I don't know. It's real. I don't know what we would define that as. I wouldn't consider it main game, but I wouldn't consider it like a full spin-off either, because it's like 50-50. It's like 50% its own thing and 50% classic formula. So it's difficult but it's at Legends Arceus. I would definitely say it has its own unique identity. But that is going to do it for me. next time I'll probably try to do like a Hot Shots golf stream or something, because I did promise that. I also do have a double eagle I'm gonna randomly show, because I decided to play the game randomly last night. Yeah, I should have fucking streamed it. Don't hate me, but I was in the middle of cooking in RuneScape, and I wanted to do something in the background. So don't hate me. And I didn't want to do. I didn't want to have like RuneScape, my capture device. This computer can't handle all that at the same time, or else I would have done that. Trust me. But I did get a double eagle on Silk Road Classic, and I haven't gotten a double eagle on that course in like 6 years. I think the last double eagle I got was like the Waterfall Cave double eagle. I think that was like literally 6 or 7 years ago now. So, yeah. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it. Just uploaded it. Have fun. You can watch it. Originally, it's supposed to be for an upcoming compilation video, but that's all I'll say about that. But that'll do it. I'm gonna get off of the stream for now. So yeah, if you're rewatching this video or watching it at all, just thank you for watching. Comment below if you would like, because I am always willing to listen to other people's opinions, even if they're opposing mine. Like I said, it's a constructive criticism. You can criticize me along with everything else that I'm criticizing as well. That's the whole point of the show. So if there is something that I said that you disagree with, by all means, go ahead and tell me why I'm wrong. Just politely, please. Calling me a piece of shit or something isn't a criticism. That's dumb and stupid. But actually giving me a good description as to why I'm wrong with valid points, I'll be more than happy to listen to that. So that is going to be all for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.